viewers, welcome to the State of Nations with Tribune TV. This is where we discuss political issues in the country and across borders. I'm Temitope Adegui, and with me in the studio is a political analyst, Dr. Abiodun Awolaja. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here.
Like I said, we'll be discussing the state of nations in the country and across borders. But before we get started, let's go to short breaks. Like I said, I have a political analyst with me in the studio, Dr. Abiodun Awolaja. We are welcome once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, going to our topic today, we want to be talking about the Chinese loan.
Okay.
And looking at the oldest Chinese loan, which was occurred in by December 2010, and the newest around May 2013. So the Debt Management Office says that by 2038, Nigerians will still be paying, or probably finish paying payment of this loan by then. So what's your opinion about this and your observation, looking at the number of years that these loans has been cut inside?
There's something called debt peonage. I think that is what Nigeria is mired in currently. You see, it is saddening because Nigerians will recall that with the return to civil rule in 1999, the Obasanjo government was able to secure debt forgiveness for Nigeria. If you remember, the World Bank granted us, our creditors really granted us debt reliefs. But in recent times, we have accumulated debt upon debt upon debt upon debt, and we are eating away the future, according to a report, on Sunday. So I'm very saddened, by these loans, particularly because they are shrouded in mystery, in mystique, in secrecy. No one knows exactly what's going on. It is saddening, very saddening.
All right. So speaking about Sunday, on Saturday, the Minister for Information actually went on a survey to the rail that is being under construction, and it says that the 1.6 billion rail which is being under construction can explain where these loans what these loans are being used for. What do you have to say about that? Do you think that's a justifiable?
It is not a justification because within, I think, 3 years, within 3 years of coming into power, this present government had borrowed precisely what Nigeria borrowed between independence and the time it came into power. It is not very good. Now, only yesterday, Monday, the House of Reps Committee on Treaties and Trade and Agreements uncovered agreements, similar agreements to what we are talking about, and to the tune of $33 billion. And the minister, Amechi, Minister of Transport, and he was saying that no, I'm only aware of $11.1 billion. But the House of Reps said they uncovered 500 such contracts. The thing is this: during military rule, many loans were taken on behalf of Nigerians. We know that the loans did not advance the interest of Nigerians. We know the money was probably shared, among a few crooks in government, and nobody. Let me not say nobody, not a few people could challenge the military. It is unfortunate that now that we are in military rule, we are having this kind of problem. I read a report in the Punch this morning that said, in respect of the loans, that Nigerian officials signed loans with empty pages. If you open the contractual agreement, you see empty pages, and people still signed. So it means that we need a public hearing, on these loans. We need a public hearing whereby Nigerians will be able to express their minds. We need to uncover what is actually going on. I don't believe you talk about you have a real project that explains debt peonage, that explains eating away our future, borrowing loan upon loan. No. It's not justifiable.
The funny thing about this is that Nigerians actually express their concerns, especially about the sovereignty clause that comes with this loan, which says that if you don't pay up at the given time, I will take over your assets. For me, that's what the sovereignty.
Now, the problem is this: I will take over your asset. What assets? And how do you take over? I've read the opinion of some lawyers who have said that it is a normal thing in commercial agreement. But as with everything Nigerian, I think that there are undercurrents in this thing that are not very palatable. We need a public hearing to uncover. And in this, I think I would like to commend the House of Reps. Sincerely, we have not associated the National Assembly with much seriousness, at least since 1999. But in the last few weeks, there is evidence that the House of Reps in particular has been doing some work. Okay, look at, signing away your country's sovereignty. We need explanations. They need to come and tell us why we have to trade away our sovereignty because of a loan.
Even even though the Minister of Transport says that we are not going to lose our asset to this loan, do you think that's...
But in Zambia, for instance, I am aware that there is a serious problem, because of Chinese loans, okay? If you look at Nigeria, the moment somebody becomes governor, he starts saying that, okay, I want to go to China, I want to go to China. Whereas anybody that is still willing to lend you money probably has a hidden agenda. We used to talk about Bretton Woods institutions, particularly, I'm not a Marxist, but Marxists will tell you that the IMF, all these Bretton Woods institutions are enemies of the black man, they are enemies of Nigeria, they just want to enslave us. Now, are we moving from Bretton Woods to Beijing debt peonage, to Beijing slavery, or what? We need to ask serious questions. I think that this government needs to come out and address this issue. The government does not address it. It should go beyond the mere press releases. Minister appears at committee level says. I mean, the National Assembly should organize a public hearing and let Nigerians come, and vent their frustration, and ventilate their opinions, on what's going on. I'm not impressed at all.
All right, doctor. Let's say from now till in the next 5 years, do you think or probably 10 years, if things are not put in state, do you think Nigerians will be running on probably zero account?
We will be in serious trouble. As you know, I don't want to engage in any kind of self-exaltation. But I remember that the Nigerian Tribune won an award, the editorial writing of the year, just a few years ago. The editorial was on the post-oil era is here. Saudi Arabia, that has more oil than Nigeria, is already thinking, of other things. Now Nigeria still relies on oil. We want to sell oil. We want to sell oil. Whereas the global economy has moved far away from that. Okay, so Nigeria is going to be in serious problem because what are we producing? What are we producing? We are not producing anything. And you don't want to blame Nigerians too much. What is the use of doing business? What facilities are there, for instance? If you say you want to set up a factory, you want to produce, I think we are going to be in serious trouble.
All right, doctor. Viewers, I hope you're listening. We'll go on a short break right now. We'll be right back. Welcome back, viewers. It's still the State of Nations. Over to our next topic for today. Looking at the Akinyele serial killer issue. It amazes me rather than, the information says that the serial killer actually escaped the custody. What do you have to say about the security agencies who actually are supposed to be responsible for the protection of people's lives?
It is a serious indictment, on the police. I feel for the Commissioner of Police, you have just spent probably a few weeks, in your state and asked to confront a very serious issue, like this, because this is an issue that, if care is not taken, can detract, from his credibility and that of the command, that he heads. How do you say that a 19-year-old escaped from a police divisional headquarters? I mean, it is crazy. It is benumbing. I am flabbergasted. I mean, this a 19-year-old. The story was that he wanted to take his bath, and then an inspector of police who was not on duty on that day actually opened the cell, and the guy escaped. We need serious explanation. Nigerians need serious explanation. People
actually, somehow, the opinion that the guy was released. Do you think he was released or probably escaped as being reported?
I don't know if he was released or not, but the entire circumstances, of this narrative suggest complicity. So of course the police needs to get to the root of the matter. Thankfully, though, the CP has told us that the inspector, in question, is undergoing orderly room trial. What the police should do, I think, what the police should do at this stage is that they should be very transparent. They should give us constant updates. They should let us know what is going on. Because don't forget, we are talking about a serial killer, somebody who killed many people, and now is out there. No one knows who is getting attacked right now.
There was also a report that a death actually took place on that Thursday. Can it also be linked to this?
Even if it was not. I think the majority of Nigerians who are familiar with this story will link it to this guy. It is possible that it was not this suspect on the run that actually killed, this person that has been reportedly killed, but we don't know. But Nigerians, of course, have a right, to be pessimistic, about the entire thing. They have a right, for instance, to feel that, okay, we have a serial killer who the police probably released, lying to us that he escaped. And now the point for me really is that a killer is in town. I don't know who is safe.
It's really dangerous. And the fear is that it might actually extend beyond Akinyele down to other local governments. And you made mention of transparency. I mean, police have to be transparent.
Yeah.
But here's my question. Looking at the way Nigerians or people are beginning to lose their trust in the security agency, and you made mention of transparency, how do we bring such both together?
They need to clean up their acts. Generally, Nigerians do not believe that the security agencies are doing their best. For instance, we've got Boko Haram in the northeast, we've got banditry in the northwest. In the south here, we still have problem with kidnapping. In fact, there was a time that people, you couldn't even travel easily to Kaduna. Even military generals, were decided to travel by rail. Retired military generals decided to travel by rail. They didn't want to die. Then for you, for people like you and me, who don't have any security around us, it's a very serious issue. The security agencies need to up their game. They need to clean up their acts. They need a review, of their operational modalities. They need a new thinking. They need a new leadership, I believe.
Thank you very much, Dr. Awolaja. All our viewers, don't forget, we're still on State of the Nation. Don't forget to join us on another edition of the State of the Nation next week. I'm Timmy Tope Adegui. Enjoy the rest of it.